Greg and I are super eager to get these games going, but as our casting marathon goes, we'll get more in sync with the games. What you guys missed out on, Zerg takes a hatch first. Terran goes 1 Rax. Great.
So absolutely standard so far. Very, very little. Actually, no deviation
whatsoever. It was
whatsoever.
like a 6 pool, though, but that'd be
that
so
would have been
weird.
funny. Yeah, only Nesty does that, and he only does it in the last set of his GSL group, and he only wins with it.
Yeah.
Because he is Nesty.
We do have an update, though, on that scoreboard. A lot of you guys are watching some amazing matches right now. I believe Puma and MC are going to battle, but also Evil Genius's Huck has achieved victory 2-1 over Tubby the Fat. If you were to ask me how do I feel about that, what are my emotions, I have none. It's
none whatsoever.
It's just another
we are
score,
absolutely unbiased. We are casters.
2 different people. You know what?
That does mean that Huck advances to play Scarlet in the second round, and we will be casting that immediately after this match.
Now ask me how I feel about that, Greg. How do I feel about that
You're
second round?
ecstatic as a caster.
My hair is standing on end. Certain
This is
parts
an
of me.
exciting match for our viewers.
This is a match that I could tell you emotionally I'm excited about. Thoroughly excited about that. Double gas goes down for Tyga. We do see this quite often from Terran players. It's a good way to open up mineral heavy with like a fast command center, but then jumpstart that tech and get to that factory super fast.
And interestingly, Fuzzy has actually sent his first Overlord out above the Terran base. Usually you see it down here to check on those gases. However, this is actually pretty intelligent, because even if you see no gas here, there's a lot of different builds that Terran could be doing. And here you have easy access to the main. You can actually get a lot more information. But then he's sending it around back here. I'm not really sure what that's for.
Maybe just to see that gas, I guess?
Potentially.
Ah, you are mining gas of some sorts.
So that means it's not a Marine SCVL in?
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty important knowledge.
Scratch that off the list.
That's 1 down, 20 to go.
Now, the Terran player did pick Ohana. Interesting choice. Greg, as a Zerg player, why would a Terran pick this? And what are your thoughts, as a Zerg?
It's an interesting map. It's one of those maps where you get really easy 4 bases as a Zerg player, relatively easy. And so then you get a big mid-game explosion where you can kind of go in and try and bust the Terran. But if it goes past that, then this base and this base are very, very spread out. And there's little areas here where you can set up tanks. There's this, like this area here with the grass and then the rocks dividing it, where it's very easy to set up tanks and take advantage of the positions. So Terran can kind of just spread out the map and deny your 5th base while they sit on this easily turtleable 4th base. So to me, picking this map says that Tyga is going to go for a very late game and just kind of deny the 5th base and slowly start the Zerg out.
One of the evolutions we see of Terran players, too, that I really like is bunker placement. It seems like almost a lost art form. It's something that a lot of Terrans, I would say they don't feature it. I really don't think they put too much thought into it. It's like, just be where my ramp is. There goes bunker. But a lot of times we're starting to see them protect not only the ramp but also the mineral line and have it a little bit further back. It gives them more options like, a Baneling bus is coming. They throw up like a preemptive, or not a preemptive necessarily, but a preparatory wall. And then to have the bunker further away from it means that usually they'll face either thinned out Banelings or just Zerglings. Bottom line is I like it. Zerg player has taken a fast 3rd and is still, he's on 2 gas with 1 evolution chamber up. So Fuzzy, he plays different.
Yeah, speaking of different, the Terran player is actually going for 3 Starport Banshee. So that's about as different as you can get.
That's different.
That's going to be very, very powerful because unless he gets a bunch of spores down, he's not actually going to have enough queens to combat that. That's so many
3
Banshees.
Starport Banshee.
Yeah, you can actually just focus down the queens and they die before you can cast a transfusion. And he won't be able to deal with that. And he's not making any additional queens. He only does have the 3 forward ones. He does have 1 at each of these hatcheries, so it will be 3 forward queens.
That's not I mean, you could actually
here.
have 19 forward queens, and I think 3 Starport Banshee could actually overrun
3 is
that.
definitely not going to deal with that. I'm not sure if he has an evolution chambers yet. He should. He does
1.
have an evolution chamber.
Yeah, he has 1.
So he can put down spores, but this Overlord, he actually has it in a pretty bad position to scout. If he sends it in, then yes, he will happen to see this, but he's not likely to send it in because you're not likely to see anything from this angle.
Right. It's some interesting
metagame
really
going on
positioned
very
here.
well for that.
In my travels with Mr. IdrA, I've actually learned that he's never wished upon a dandelion, and if Greg were the Terran player and he were to wish upon a dandelion, he'd basically say, please don't let me face a Mutabuild, because I feel like these 3 Starport Banshee, if facing basically anything else or maybe super fast Infester, it's really powerful. You don't make 6 Spore Crawlers just cuz. You don't make 10 queens just cuz.
No, you don't.
He's going to have a really good opening, I think.
And Fuzzy is not doing that at all. In fact, 0 spores on the way. There's no lair on the way. No additional queens. He's just going pure macro build. Double upgrade. Skimping a bit on queens. Killing off some rocks. Just a handful of Zerglings. Really good creep spread. Really good drone count. but absolutely no anti-air defense. No preparation. The lair is just now starting. The first 2 Banshees are coming out, and the first 2 Banshees this timing does not give away 3-star yet. This could be just regular 2-star port, which obviously still requires a pretty strong anti-air response, but not nearly as strong as 3-star with Cloak.
Oh, Tyga. Tyga is actually sitting just outside vision of the tower. He uses his Hellion to get the Zergling off the tower, and basically he has put the Cloak of Invisibility on his build, and the first time the Zerg's going to realize what's happening, and even as Greg said, maybe not even then, is right now. Here's 2 Banshees showing up, but that doesn't necessarily mean 3-star port Banshee. But
we have a 1 Spore building. However, Cloak is already done, and there's no Spore in this area. It means he can shoot down some of these Queens, burn some transfused mana before the rest of the Banshees come in and join the fight. And those are the ones getting the action. No Spore here from Fuzzy. Big mistake by him to not put down a Spore in that position as well. And that Mineral Line is just forced to evacuate. He's going to have to stick to the existing Spores. Only the 1 Queen out here. That will not be enough to hold it off once he gets 4 or 5 Banshees. He's just going to be able to kill stuff.
Massive Zergling counter. It's got to do a lot of damage with the bunker in the place that it is. I just simply don't see it.
A lot of Marines. That's not going to really do anything at all. He can just hold it off. He's not losing any of his CVs at all. Hold position. Very good control by Tyga there.
Well,
at the same time, but not watching his Banshees and actually losing 2 or 3.
Yeah.
He kills the Queen.
This one Spore is going to get 2 Banshees. 2 do go down. And now with 5 Banshees showing up, I mean, let's talk about this. Oh, no, they're all going to... Okay, one barely
Banshee
survives.
Remaining, only because it has Cloak. As soon as he gets detection there, that will go down. 3 more Banshees coming in to join the fight. 5 Queens here. And he does now have an Overseer, and he has plenty of Transfuse. He might be able to just hold this off completely here.
I think the Queens just literally hold it off.
It would be kind of close if he focuses down, but he's not even focus firing the remaining Queens. Really poor control by Tyga there. I don't know if he just got distracted with that counterattack, but he really didn't need to. He had plenty to hold that off. He just lost like 7 or 8 Banshees for nothing.
He did. I mean, there's still more Banshees coming out, so it's not over just yet. But Queens, they don't cost gas. They're further down on the tech tree. They're very easy to continue to mass produce. And with detection now, Cloak's not doing anything for him, actually.
No, he does continue to take out Queens, but the Spore Crawler coming down, and that Banshee attack has just lost most of its punch. He lost that initial build-up, and they're way too expensive to keep producing at that rate. We have a big Marine, well, not a big, but we have a Marine tank army coming in.
Enough. I mean, the Banshees are in the air, and they're thinning up the Zergling count. There's a Spire on the way. There's not Infestors or anything. The Terran might just win anyways.
Baneling's in production. If he gets 1 good Baneling connect against those Marines, and that's way too much creep. He does not have the scans to clear that. And they don't have combat shield.
I like this choice by the Terran, by the way. Going at the natural here would be disastrous.
Yeah.
Attacking here. He needs a spread, though. 2 Queens are coming down.
One tank is going to go down. Baneling's coming in. 1 Baneling connection, and this is all over for the Terran.
And he doesn't have stim. He's actually just waddling around.
Huge Baneling hit, and all the Marines are dying for absolutely nothing. Banshee's still taking down the Queens, but he can afford that. He can just absorb the Queen losses at this point. He has enough of an economy, and his Spire is very nearly completed.
And you'll notice on the map there's not a whole lot more yellow. I mean, back at home there is still units there. No tech lab on any of the barracks. So actually, if this is going to go longer, I mean, the Terran's going to be without upgrades for quite a while here. And just now swapping with those starports means that the Banshees have come and gone. I think there's about 3 Banshees still out on the field, 1 on its last legs, which is ironic because it flies.
Oh, big Zergling coming. No. Oh, wow. He gets 2 tank kills without. Trading Zerglings for tanks at any point in the game is incredibly good. But here, even better. He only has the 1 factory. He can't produce tanks very quickly. Losing that sets him behind so much. Banshee's doing some good drone damage here.
This is what they can do. I like this.
Yeah. The smartest possible use of these units have been pretty well nullified. He actually loses a Queen to that, too.
A little bit. Oh, mutas are out, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Mutas with the Overseer here, they're going to get ran down.
Yeah, none of them. I don't think they have any mana for Cloak anyway, so he just accepts the loss. They do have Cloak, but die
for 1
anyway.
second.
Yeah.
Banshees do die. The third base of the Terran players being scouted by an Overlord dropping creep, which means the Zerg says, okay, you've done some damage, but I'm pretty sure I came out ahead, especially sniping those 2 tanks. And right now I might have an opening for Ling Baneling. If not an opening, then at least a good defensive idea.
Yeah, if we look at the upgrades, it is almost halfway through 2-2 upgrades for Fuzzy's ground units. And the Terran, 0-0, I'm not sure if he even has an engineering.
They're just now finishing at the back of the main.
So he's going to have 2-2 versus... Pardon me. 2-2 versus 0-0.
I was going to say, it's not that funny, Greg.
Oh, actually, 2-2 versus 0-0 Zerglings versus Marines is about that funny.
But if you just start laughing, that'd be so awesome. It's like, we're going to watch.
He is going to get absolutely molested if a 2-2 Ling Baneling timing comes in against 0-0 Marines, especially after losing some tanks.
Combat Shield's about to finish. Stim is on the way. Another tank has been left out to dry, and that's enough to snipe it. Yeah, that's enough. They do have, no, excuse me, they don't have +1. But you'll notice it is a Muta build. We have we have 2-2 about to finish for the Zerg player, but it's still Mutas being added. And he's actually going to go for it just kind of randomly. I'm not sure if this is a good choice. Tank's doing a good job taking damage, but there's no split on the Marines. It doesn't even need to happen. No stim. I mean, it's good for the Zerg, though, right?
Yes, it was. That was really, really weird. The tanks were in front, unsieged. The Banelings connect, but they don't really kill that much. That was just weird. But Fuzzy knows. Fuzzy knows he has control of this. He's just softening up the Terran opponent. Preparation for this big, big timing. He already has 2-2 upgrades.
He's killed more tanks for Zerglings, so he says Banelings are good here.
Oh, he's killed more than that. I think he's taken down 6 or 7 tanks right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because he picked one off the Mutas. I think there's 3 there.
Initial 2. So, yeah, he's killed 7 tanks so far this game. And when you're doing a 2-2 Ling Baneling timing, tanks are everything. He has to be able to focus down those Banelings with the tanks.
Tyga is in disarray. He's kind of moving around now, losing a medevac. And he's got to be careful because if he pokes out in the middle with this mostly Marine force, his Banelings will have their day. And that's actually might be what just happens, but the Zerg player is going to instigate. He's wrapping around the bend here. Terran's trying to micro, but he's not doing a good job splitting. He's just kind of moving back and forth. Baneling's looking to connect. There's the splits he needs, but he's separated from the medevacs. And I think the Zerg's just going to run him over.
Way too many units. The tanks were not sieged. The Marines, they split up, but there was just nothing to actually kill the units they were running from. And Fuzzy just absolutely destroyed him. There's nothing left here from Tyga. The supply is now double in Fuzzy's favor.
Zerg
coming in to clean him up, and this should be the game. There's no way
he's got one tank goes down. He just dropped all his mules on that base. That's like 6 mules. And they are just R2-D2s, man. They did nothing to hurt anyone, but they're dead.
Tyga GG's.
And that's it. Fuzzy advances 2-0 in this loser bracket. He'll go on to loser bracket round 2, defeating Tyga here. And I'll tell you what, like we talked about this, we don't know who Tyga is. We don't really know who Fuzzy is. But I'm impressed with the builds of Tyga. Obviously, he needs to work on execution. Yeah. And I thought Fuzzy reacted pretty well. He made good trades, and he's a threat here as well. He's a good young Zerg player. Yeah,
that was some really interesting decision-making by him that second game on Ohana. He knew he had real control of the game, so he made some attacks that looked kind of questionable, but that was really just to soften up the tank account and prepare for the big attack that he knew he was going to do shortly.
Really excited about that. Guys, we're going to go to a commercial break as we try to set up Evil Genius's Huck against Scarlet, the newly recruited Zerg player from Team Acer, and one of the biggest stories of WCS Canada. This is going to be the match maybe of the tournament. I hate to say
unless
it, in
they
round
play again
2.
In the finals.
Holy crap, we have a treat for you guys. So stay tuned. After this commercial break, we'll be right back.